Hello, and welcome to Introduction to Transformative Coaching Competencies with me, your instructor, Tammy Mensch. In this course, you will learn the fundamentals of transformative coaching and practice integrating them into your life and work. So let's get started with our first lesson. So first, let me ask you, what do you think of when you think of a coach? Does a stagecoach come to mind? Perhaps a coach that takes you from place to place? Is it a sports coach on the field that you think of? Or a therapist asking you questions about your past while you lay on a couch? Is it a teacher or a mentor showing you the way? Or is it a designer coach handbag? Coaching could mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And a lot of people call themselves coaches, and they mean different things. So today, you will learn some important foundations of coaching. We are going to get started right off the bat talking about what coaching is and how it's different than other helping professionals. You will understand why ethics are important in an unregulated field such as coaching. You will learn what it means to have a coaching mindset, and you will discover what might get in the way of your ability to embody a coaching mindset. We will use the International Coaching Federation, also known as ICF, which is the governing body of coaching. We will be using their definition as our baseline. The definition, as ICF states it, is partnering with clients in a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires them to maximize their personal and professional potential. In essence, we are thought partners with our clients. This type of coaching, this process of coaching, often unlocks previously untapped sources of imagination, productivity, and leadership. In our course, we will be focusing on coaching that creates transformation. Transformation means a fundamental shift or a change in one's worldview and sense of self. The coaching competencies that we will be learning and practicing will create transformation in your clients and in you. Since coaching is not currently a regulated industry, such as psychotherapy, for example, there are some pros and cons to being unregulated. And those pros and cons can cut both ways. There is a low barrier to entry to coaching, meaning coaches might have different, little, or no training and call themselves a coach. This creates inconsistent quality in coaching, and it can be different from coach to coach. While this allows for lots of innovation and creativity among coaches, there is also some potential for harm when coaches don't abide by certain ethical considerations. Coaching does not require a license, which may lead to a lack of accountability, but it also enables coaches to coach across different states and charge a wide spectrum of rates. These inconsistencies can result in market skepticism about coaching when the definition and practices are unclear and vary widely. So that's why our first two competencies, 1, ethical practice, and 2, coaching mindset, are the core foundations or the roots of coaching. Ethical practice is the structure that holds the work, while the coaching mindset is the way we inhabit that space. Now let's take a deeper dive into these two competencies. The first core competency is ethical practice. Now, you see, I included a picture here of these three frogs: see no evil, hear no evil, say no evil, as a visual for ethical practice. We see our clients without judgment or bias. We use right speech when communicating, and we listen with the generosity of love. You can view this whole overall ethic as do no harm. Ethical practice is grounded in integrity and trust. We honor the utmost in confidentiality, like doctor-client privilege, and we have clear role boundaries. For example, we're friendly, but we're not friends. We engage with honesty and respect and transparency to create a container of trust and safety. We are deeply attuned to the human experience. That means meeting each client with the sensitivity to their identity, culture, values, and lived experience, allowing dignity and belonging to lead the way. This also means that we have to be really aware of our own biases and our own sensitivities so we know what's our stuff and what's the client's stuff. Ethical practice means upholding the distinct role of coaching, maintaining clear boundaries between coaching and other support professions, referring clients when the needs extend beyond our scope. I tell my students, if what a client is bringing feels out of your scope of experience, it probably is. Now, what thoughts or questions or concerns might be coming up for you right now around ethics? The second foundational competency is embodying a coaching mindset. So what is a coaching mindset? It's not assuming to know or understand what the client is experiencing. So to do that, we need a mindset that is open, curious, flexible, and client-centered. We hold the client as someone not to fix, but as someone who is creative, resourceful, and whole. We trust in the client's capacity for choice and self-direction, maintaining a non-directive, empowering stance. The client has the answers, not us. Having a coaching mindset means engaging in reflective, ongoing development. We cultivate self-awareness through continuous learning, supervision, and reflection, recognizing the impact of our presence, biases, and assumptions. And we also tend to our own physical, emotional, and mental well-being before, during, and in between the sessions, so that we can be fully present, clear-minded, and attentive. Now let's take a closer look at the role of a coach and compare that to other helping professionals. The role of a coach is future-focused, co-creating a path towards the client's desired goals and ways of being. The coach evokes the client's inner wisdom, using tools of powerful questions and reflection. We will be learning the technique of reflective inquiry so that the client feels seen, heard, and felt. This requires deep listening and presence. Coaches ask questions like, what are you noticing? What are you experiencing as you say that? And what are you learning about yourself? The role of a coach is different than the role of a counselor or therapist. A therapist is focused on past-oriented healing, requiring specific licensure and a different set of skills. The therapist addresses emotional and psychological challenges that move the client from distress to stability. Therapists also ask questions, but they may sound more like, When did this begin for you? Interestingly, therapists are also learning coaching skills and incorporating them into their therapy work. This creates autonomy and sustainability in our clients. The role of a consultant is different than the role of a coach. The role of a consultant is also future-focused, but it is expert-driven, with the consultant being the expert and focused on problem solving. They provide solutions and recommendations, unlike the coach who guides the client in finding their own answers. While coaches ask, consultants tell. Consulting sounds like, here's what you should do. And the role of a mentor is also different than the role of a coach. A mentor shares from their own experience. They offer advice, guidance, and perspective stemming from having done it before. Mentors also tell, like a consultant, but mentoring sounds like, I've been there and here's what I've learned. Teaching and facilitating are also different from coaching too. They manage an agenda and facilitate learning towards a specific collective outcome. What is important here is that we will be learning to stay in the role of the coach. To do that, coaches trust the client's wisdom, stay with inquiry over advice, notice your impulse to fix, and stay more in the present and the future. Coaching is not about having the answers. It's about creating the conditions where truth can emerge. And in that space, transformation happens. True story. On the first day of a coaching program I was teaching, I had a student who, when he learned all of these things about staying in the role of coach, he said, I'm out. I have spent so much of my education learning all of these amazing things, and I plan to tell my clients how to do it. And I agreed, that's not true coaching. So off he went. So I'm asking you, do you expect this might be challenging for you? And if it is, are you willing to try to release what you know so that the client can find their own truth? It's not always easy. It's not always easy because we have these little advice monsters inside of us. Taking a page from Michael Bungay Stanier's book, The Advice Trap, we meet 3 different advice monsters that can show up and need to be tamed in coaching. First is the tell it monster. The tell it monster is not a great listener. He blurts out ideas whenever they come and loves adding value because he wants to be seen as smart and perhaps smarter than you. He keeps things moving forward whether you're coming along for the ride or not. The save it monster wants to solve everyone's problems. They don't ask for other people's opinions, and they take responsibility for everything, taking on even more than they can handle. They feel that if they don't save it, it's going to be a disaster. And the control it monster, who always takes the lead, wants to always be in control, is only comfortable when they are the one managing things, to keep things safe and protect other people from uncertainty and potential chaos. So which of these advice monsters might get a hold of you? You will be watching a video and take a quiz where you can learn more. In coaching, we hold up a mirror to our clients and to ourselves. Now that you have learned what coaching is and how it's different from other helping professions, about ethical practice, about what it means to have a coaching mindset and what might get in the way of your ability to embody a coaching mindset, what do you see now?